Hey babies, it's Mara Baby. Welcome back to my channel. Hope everybody's doing good, feeling good, and taking care of themselves. As you can see by the title, we are talking about do the right thing. I've taken a chunk of this year, preferably the first half, to actually sit back and reflect on who I am, how far I've come, and who I want to be. And I made a vow to myself that I just wanted to step back and just kind of rebrand myself into where I've come from and who I want to be, as said before. And it hasn't been an easy task, to be honest. The first thing that I did want to actually do was, just stop using substances as an escape from my emotions. And so I want to say I've pretty much been sober for, I don't know how many days have gone by this year, but I've literally only smoked weed 2 days out of this year. And today is July 17th. So you do the math. And I'm very, very, very proud of myself, because as someone who's been a chronic smoker since the age of 15, I actually feel good. It wasn't an easy process. Some days were better than others. I definitely had moments where I felt like I was a little depressed and stuff like that, but that came from me understanding that I used to escape my emotions and like my feelings. There was a lot of things that I was going through that was unexplainable, and I felt that was one of the ways that I could like kind of calm myself or just be there for me, because I had no one else. It's just amazing to see, around those times, we didn't really know what depression was. Well, I speak for myself when I say around 15, 16, I didn't know what the hell depression was. I just felt like, in a sense, there was no hope, because I was one of those kids who had to kind of learn everything, by themselves, without guidance and shit like that. And so it now that we know the name of the term, depressing, it was one of those things for me. And I just used weed as a way to kind of connect, but also disconnect from my emotions, if you get what I'm saying. So I'm trying to connect to the people who are also running away from their feelings and their issues, while I'm disconnecting from mine. And so it gives you a temporary feeling of, yeah, everything's good because I'm just gonna smoke and I don't care about it. And then I just keep smoking, so I just don't care about it and keep myself numb to whatever I was going through. And it worked. I mean, it worked for a couple of years. I can't say a couple of years, but it worked for an extensive amount of years. I'm well on my way to 30. So 15 years? I do want to say around the time I had my daughter, so a good 5-6 years ago, for the first time, that's when I've done my self-reflection, and I said, you know what? I want more out of life. I want to be more in life. I want to stop having anxiety. I want to stop being shy. I want to stop holding myself back from things that I know I can do and that I want to do. And that was the first time in life that I've had like my first insight into the things that makes me happy and the ways that I could be doing those things. And ever since then, I kind of want to say, like, I haven't really been too much depressed as before, because for one, I've set certain goals and hit those goals that I wanted for myself. And that gives you a sense of self, a sense of peace, and a sense of purpose. And once you're living in your purpose, there's never truly anything to get upset about or feel down about. That's what I've come to realize. And so at this point in my life, fast forward, life isn't perfect. I still go through things, but because I've made that catapult into the spiritual being that I actually like, there's not much emotions for me to escape nowadays. And I love that. And I've done a good job for these past 6-7 months. And so yeah, I just wanted to come back on here and share that with you guys to let you know that personal development is real and it's essential. Like, if you feel like you've outgrown people, places, and things, there's nothing wrong with that. Your body, your mind, your soul is always going to tell you who you should be around, what you should be doing, and follow that, because that's the key to your life. We have to understand that we are all spiritual beings having a human experience, and what other people have through their experience is not going to always align or mesh with yours. And don't fault people for it either. You just have to take note of it and then just continue on to your path. And so I feel like I've done a great deal of that. So for the next half of this year, I'm gonna go. You need a motherfucking plan for your life, okay? You need a plan for tomorrow, not today. Yes, we live in the moment. You enjoy the moment, but don't live for today or tomorrow. Live for years from now. Like, where do you want to see yourself? What are the things that you see yourself doing? And what are the ways that you can get there? And that's how a lot of people don't find fulfillment in their life, because you just plan for the day. Oh, and another thing, let me tell y'all. Oh my God. So I'm who the fuck I say I am at all times. And I will never change who I am for anybody. I don't care what you have. I don't care what you don't have. We have to align on a cerebral level. You get what? That's the most important thing for me. And a lot of people just aren't like that. A lot of people are just more physical and material. But if we do not mesh cerebrally, it is not going to work. And that's one of the things that I just noticed. And I was kind of just, it was kind of just another situation that added on to why I just wasn't myself. And I felt like I was purposely being misunderstood, purposely being played with. But I had to just take a step back and really just look into myself and pray more. And this is one thing that I do want to say is when you're going through things, talk to God. Because the minute you start talking to people and they feel like, people have this thing where they feel like they know you based on a time that they met you in life, not knowing that, listen, I was good before you, I was good with you, and I'll be good after you. You get what I'm saying? And unfortunately, a lot of people do that. They tend to judge you and have no clue what you've been through, and have the audacity to try to add on to it. And I had a situation this year where I literally spent more time with myself, and I'm like, listen, I know I've done a lot. Listen, I never get up on here and act like I'm perfect, okay? That's one thing about Mara that she always tells everyone. I am not perfect. But I do try to do more good than I do bad. And if I feel like I did bad, it really was good for me in a way. It might have been bad for the other person, but at the end of the day, God knows my heart. And so I had an opportunity this year to really just change things around. And I'm like, yo, I know I've done a lot of bad things. Well, not bad things, but I know I've done a lot of slick things that I probably shouldn't have done. And I was sitting here crying, I kid you guys not. I was sitting in my room on my bed, crying my eyes out, because I wanted this opportunity so bad. And it was taking so long to come in. And I'm just like, you know what? It's gonna happen at the right time. I don't need to stress it. But at the same time, as a human, and being realistic and being a mom, it's it's hard to try to wait for things, But essentially, God knows He's doing all the time. And so back to the bawling now. So I'm literally bawling. I'm like, God, please, like, God, please, please, please. Like, I know I haven't been the best, and I know I've done things I shouldn't have done. But if I get the chance to get this opportunity, I swear to God, I would not do anything but the right thing. But the right thing. Like, I literally was bawling, like, and I'm not the type of person who has people to call up and get invited. Like, I might have a friend that can say generic, oh yeah, I'm not really feeling well, but never get into the depth of things, because I normally keep it to myself. But I was at a point where I'm like, damn, like, and I came to the realization, like, damn, I really don't have anyone to kind of call and say this shit to. So I was just crying. I'm like, damn, please. Like, I just really want to do good and change my life around it, you know? And right after I did that was when the opportunity came in for me. And so now what I have to make sure of is I follow through with my word. I mean, granted, more time I do. I'm always telling people, God is real. Listen, my life I could write a fucking movie about my life, and you'll understand that he is. But literally, like, I've been given chance after chance after chance after chance after chance after chance. I don't want any more chances to say I have to do I'm gonna do the right thing. I don't want to be on probation no more, Big G. I have to do the right thing, and I just feel like that's just something that comes with my human experience. Like, you know how some people, they can be a Diddy and get away with it. That's not me. I literally have to be a good person, a good example, a good leader, and that's how I get the fruits of my labor. And so I just have to do that. But that was one of my biggest lessons that I've had to learn this year was, listen, just be, you've always been a good person. Just follow that. Be where you're supposed to be. Go where you're supposed to go. You get what I'm saying? If it doesn't feel good, it's not good. If you feel like you should speak on it, speak on it. If you feel like you shouldn't speak on it, don't speak on it. Because essentially, God is going to handle it for you. God is going to take care of things for you as long as you put your trust and your faith in him daily. Daily. So that was my message for today. See ya in my next video. Later, babies.